Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 18 of Power Up. I am D. Marchese, aka the Beast NJ, and with me in person, as I so love when it happens, my faithful sidekick and co-host, Gregory Virga.
I'm doing body roll. I'm really excited because I get to talk on the Jarvis microphone, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, the audio might be it might sound a little distant.
I feel like I sound crystal clear.
We tested it out. We're just gonna share a mic because of it's just a split-minute decision to do this.
I feel like you said just so much just now.
I said it.
You said we just.
You made me giddy. I get giddy when you're actually here.
I know, it's like fun,
and
kind
then
of.
I can't like control. Yeah. Like I'm like, oh, we have shit to do.
We're actually what is the thing that it's like on the rearview mirror of your car?
Closer than they appear.
Yeah, objects may seem closer than they appear. We're really this close to each other. Like, isn't that cool?
Yeah, we are.
I love
close.
it. It makes me happy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
It smells like candles in here too.
Really?
Dean's house, guys. I come to Dean's house. Dean's like, guys, I'm sorry it smells. Or guys, it's just me. Everybody, pay attention. He goes, it smells like onions. Jen was chopping some onions, and it smells like onions. I'm like, no. I'm like, it smells like candles. Like, you know when you walk into like a Yankee candle store in the mall, and you sniff, and you're like, that could be like cookies, that could be like redwood pine forest. Like, that's what I feel like your house smells like right now. And then coffee. Dean's house always smells like coffee.
Yeah, I always have coffee, as many of you have probably seen.
Yeah.
We have like a shit ton of candles now.
Yeah.
Because we had that engagement party. And
everyone's
is that
like a gift?
What do I get?
Yeah.
A newly engaged couple, and they're like, candles.
Yeah.
Candles! And then, so we just have them everywhere.
Jen's being pelted at the party.
We just have candles and like a shitload of bath towels.
Oh.
Just all over the place.
I know
that was a big
gift. To ask for on my engagement.
That was a big gift.
I'm kind of excited about that.
I got some really cool stuff too, though. I got a mug. I got a coffee mug that has. This is from my dad, so it doesn't count because he. Normally people don't know.
Oh, your coffee obsession.
You know what I mean? But like, it was my dad, and he was like, it was actually really nice. He was like, it's just little. He's like, don't get to it. It's just something small. He's like, but, all the gifts for these things are usually for the bride. He's like, so we got you this, and it's a coffee mug it's a DualShock 4. There's the one side of the handle and then the other side of the handle, and then when you're done drinking it, at the bottom it says "Game Over." It was really nice. Just the gesture was really nice.
Did you love that?
Yeah, it was super. I drank my coffee out of it yesterday. In fact.
Game over.
It was very nice.
I like how it's kind of morbidly cryptic at the end, but still kind of funny.
It is, yeah. It's like you're done.
It's like, oh no, my
coffee,
but it's like that's cool.
It's over. Yeah. It is cool.
That's a really cool mug.
I like it. Yeah.
Proud of you, Dad.
Yeah, me too. He's a good man.
I call his dad my dad.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if at some point we hear the dreaded footsteps coming up the stairs.
I'd be so content with this episode.
He knows I record everything on Mondays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. You might have seen him in last episode of Power Up. He was the blooper at the end.
He was.
He said, what's the show called? Dean goes, Power Up, Dad, Power Up. He goes, Power Up, take 2. I'm like, yes, I love him so much.
Yeah, he doesn't live here. Obviously, I live with my fiance and
fiance.
He used to live here though, and he still like we kind of rent to own at the moment. So like he does whatever he wants. Like we let him do whatever he wants. Yeah. Like it's your house, dude. Yeah. So he comes and goes, but he doesn't realize like the times I do things. Yeah. And so he's just like, what are you? I'll be in the middle of recording like a Let's Play, and he's like, "What are you doing? What is that?" And I'm like, "Well, nothing, because I'm gonna start all the way over."
Nothing anymore, Dad. Flip the desk. Yeah, he's awesome.
Anyway.
Yes.
Let's get into some TV talk. How about it?
Oh, there was some good television this week. Wait. You start.
Well, no, let's not. We're not going
to... I'm like, shut up. You go.
You start. You go. We're not talking about Jessica Jones, because that's going to be topic of the week. That'll be the topic of the week. So we'll talk.
Ooh, that was a defiant.
I have not watched Gotham at all.
Neither have I. I'm like 3 episodes behind on Gotham at this point. I'm over it.
I'm almost caught up on Supergirl.
Supergirl's phenomenal. Supergirl was really good this week. We had our first introduction of Livewire.
Oh, okay.
And they switched the episodes. We reported on that last week because of the Paris bombings and everything. They had a bombings episode planned in National City, but then insensitive material, etc., etc.
Was that going to be the Red Tornado one?
I don't know who the villain was supposed to be for that. They didn't put the villain in the synopsis.
Because you know how they normally do on, I know on Superhero Hype, which is where we get a lot of our news, where I get a lot of my news. Yeah. They usually put up, like, when that week's episode is coming out, they're like, oh, here's some photos from
Yeah, like they
such
do like
episode.
from
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was like the one being previewed a lot until
the bombings.
the bombings happened, and then yeah, and then it looked like Red Tornado was going to be in that one, so maybe he would have premiered. I don't know, but they said they're still doing it, right?
Yeah, they're showing it this week. It's going to be this week's
okay.
episode. They just swapped them for the Thanksgiving episode. And Thanksgiving is this week technically, but they did the Thanksgiving episode last week. It dealt with a lot of Supergirl's family problems, which was kind of like the Livewire villain was really really cool on how she gets her powers and stuff. It's not necessarily metahuman, but like it's really really cool. It's
That's
a really
cool.
awesome episode.
And
Supergirl I'm loving.
It's good. It got very good.
Yeah.
You're right. It got very good. I'm still at the phase where I'm like, it is good, but there's so much to do and watch and play, and I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna make the cut.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to give it the time of day.
Yeah.
I watched.
Because eventually I think it's gonna cross over with Arrow and Flash, and that would
That's
make me
kind of what's
very
driving
happy.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know her.
You could very much tell
happens.
the same producers and writers are behind it. Just the way the episodes are structured. It's like villain of the week, and let's deal with some of the main characters' problems, and like, oh, okay, we're gonna tackle this as a team of like characters.
Right.
And it's very much so like Supergirl can't do this on her own, so let's give her everybody else, like Cisco and Caitlin and all those people in the Flash.
I'm
like it.
3 out of there have been 4, right?
4 altogether. Yeah.
I'm 3 out of 4. I have one more to catch up, and then they'll be tonight, so I'm gonna fall behind again.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not, because I took some time off after Thanksgiving. I'm off. I have a 4-day weekend after Thanksgiving.
Look at you.
So I can catch up on all these crazy shows coming out. But I like it. It's good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
We complain, but our gripes are minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really awesome fight between, I think it was her and, I want to say, was it her aunt? Was that the one fight?
Yeah.
They fought, right?
Yeah.
That fight was awesome.
That fight was so good. Because they have the same powers. It was like, who's going to win? And Supergirl, like, kind of comes out on top, but she also gets her ass beat. I'm like, Kara.
Yeah. And she's learning. She's getting better. She's getting stronger. It's fun to watch. It's a fun watch. I like it.
I like it a lot.
The Flash this week, or last week, rather.
Flash was good. That was Gorilla Grodd.
Gorilla Grodd, right.
He comes on back.
Full spoilers, obviously.
Yeah. I'll retweet.
That they showed that in the preview, though. But just going forward, we talk the whole episode. So
TV talk, we
not
spoil
caught
all
up.
your shows.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
That's my new song.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. It was one of those.
It was one of those solid Flash episodes. Every episode of The Flash, I think we can rank 8 and above. I don't think there's ever been an episode of The Flash where I was like, oh.
Right.
Like, this was The Flash this week. Like,
Right.
I'm always like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a Flash. It just
was
wasn't
good.
like one of those ones where I was like,
You get spoiled.
Dean.
That's what happens. Because The Flash is normally, and then the episodes that are like so like up to crank to 11 nonstop, then the next one comes and it's still just as good.
It's just not 0 to 100. It's like 0 to
But
like
you're
85.
like,
Yeah.
You're like expecting like, well, what's gonna happen next, and then it's just a normal episode. And you're like, oh well.
You're like, well,
all right.
Yeah.
But it was
a good episode, solid episode. A lot of focus on Caitlin and her relationship with Grodd. Kind of kidnaps her.
Yeah, it took a while. Barry was incapacitated most of it.
He was paralyzed for like the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And then he like got up to walk. His dad made an appearance this episode again.
Dude, his dad
is the best.
always dads the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's always got the best dad speeches. They're so good.
But then I still don't know why he's not staying in like as a series regular
I don't know
on the
either.
show. And I liked that they finally recognized Papa Joe. And like his dilemma with this. One scene, Barry's like, "All right, Dad, it's time to take you back. Like, I'll drive you to the train station." And he's like, "You have a new girlfriend." He's like, "I'll tell you on the way, Dad." I'm just like, "Oh, like that's so adorable." And then Papa Joe's like, he just looks at the door as the door closes, and I'm like, "Papa Joe." I'm like, "Oh my God!" And Iris goes, "Dad, what's wrong?" And he's like, "Sometimes I just think like, I know Barry's not my real son, but like, he is my son."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You would have been a great dad, not knowing." Spoiler alert, that he has a son somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
the
it.
future Wally West. Oh.
That is her brother, right?
Yeah.
Wally is her
Yeah.
brother, not
Yeah.
like a distant relative. Or
Yeah,
anything.
no. The mom had the secret
That's
baby and was like, "I'm gonna be a drug addict, worst actress."
That's right, yeah. It was good, though.
Wrong, Vanessa Williams.
Fucking impossible.
And then last but not least, the Arrow was finally better than the Flash.
What a good episode, dude.
Phenomenal episode.
What a good episode.
If they did this every week.
So Greg was touting it a lot, saying he was like, "Dude, the Arrow was better than the Flash this week. It was really, really good." Blah blah. And I was like, "Sweet, I'm excited to watch it."
I don't think you believed me.
I did believe you, but I started watching it and I was like,
Yeah.
35 minutes in, and I was like,
Dude.
it was cool. Like it's good, but like I was getting ready. I was already had my my wheels already turned. And I was like, to talk to you about it. I was like, yeah, it was good. I didn't see. And then there's this big brawl, right? And out of the blue, the Atom shows up.
But just why? Because they love
just
us.
with a straight drop kick to the sternum of this dude, and then they do this panoramic view with we finally get Oliver back as the Arrow. It's see, here's my, not to derail too much, right? My problem with the show lately is it's not about him anymore.
They took out all the Oliver stuff and all the combat and cool sequences, and they put in drama on drama.
Filled it in
drama.
with all these different characters and all the drama they did. And like we don't get that anymore, dude. And it's called Arrow. It's not called Arrow and his trusty friends.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And so we get all this Laurel bullshit all the time, and like we
finally she was
her
acceptable this
around.
Episode.
She had a good fight.
Yeah.
There was one fight where she
comes in through the window. She's the first one to infiltrate, and she goes down the hallway,
the
almost
hallway.
like Daredevil.
Yeah.
And she's like boom, 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 and then she walks away, and she's like, yeah, that's what's up.
It was dope. It was really cool.
Really cool.
I was waiting. I was like, oh, when's she gonna get knocked on her ass again?
She always, every fight scene she's had so far, she's always just like boom, and she's like, Ali, Ali.
But she picked it up.
Yeah.
She's getting better.
Yeah.
It seems like if they stay consistent with it. But yeah, this was awesome. They did like an Avengers style like panoramic it was just Arrow and the Atom, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude! It was so cool.
So good.
Arrow was just he took on like 8 guys at once. He destroyed them, and then you're like, I remember you. Like, you're the fucking guy everybody needs.
Yeah.
And then Adam just, like, totally steps his game up. Just demolished.
He learned how to fight.
Yeah.
Because that was his biggest problem, is he made the suit, and he was like, all right, I'm the fucking Adam. Like,
Yeah.
well, how
He
is
was
anybody
too
going to mess with
dependent
me?
on the
And
tech.
then he, like, learned how to fight. And then he was, like, kicking people left and right. He was blasting people with his pulse. I'm like, this is awesome.
So good.
This is awesome.
That was the most Iron Man I've ever seen him do.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Like, the way he was moving and the way he was...
And then even when
mixing,
Oliver's
his
like
combat with
he's
his
like,
moves, I was like, damn, dude.
And when Oliver goes, I got this, and then he flies away, I thought immediately Iron Man, because he shoots up, and I'm like, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
And one of the best fight scenes was Thea and Damien Dark, and we learn a little plot seed.
We do.
As to maybe how we can finally take down Damien too.
Yeah, that was
Which I'm
cool. I
very
didn't see
stoked
that
about.
coming, did you?
Not in the slightest.
It
He
makes
touches
sense.
Thea. When Damien Dark touches people, he's basically like Rogue from X-Men, and where he sucks literally the life from them. It doesn't do anything for him necessarily, but it basically just kills people. He's terrifying. Very good job at making him terrifying this season. Like, I'm already kind of scared of Damien Dark. I don't know how Oliver's going to take him down. And then he touches Thea, and Thea got brought back from the Lazarus pit. Something's off with her still. And it's not like she was dead like Sarah, so they can just go find her like soul and reawaken her. She's just messed up.
Yeah.
So he touches her, and then he takes away her bloodlust, is what we're calling it. But then like he was like, oh my god, and he got like a migraine or something from it, and it like incapacitated him, getting her, thank God, to escape. But
Yeah. It was
see.
awesome.
It was awesome.
And then
Finally better than the
the
Flash.
scene I thought was really cool was at the end when they're like, oh, you have to fight him in the light of day if you want to do things differently. And Oliver shows up at his press meeting for being the mayor, and Damien's out in the crowd. And Damien earlier, I told him like, don't go after the docs. He was like, don't, or we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be that. And Oliver straight up like in his speech to some capacity is like. He's like, I'm going to fix the docks, and just staring down Damien Dark, and he's like, and I'm going to fight it in the light of day.
Yep.
Pretty much like, fuck you, I'm the Arrow, and
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
And the look on Damien's face, he's like, kind of has this smirk, like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was
It's
badass,
so good
dude.
because it's a back and forth too, that it's not just the Arrow and villain.
Right.
It's Oliver is now running for mayor of Star City, and it's just so awesome. It's so awesome.
That was a very good episode. It's going to be hard to compete with this week.
I know.
They're really going to have to step it up.
I
Or is
know.
there one this week? Are they doing the... Like,
No, they're doing the break, and then they
mid-season
come
break?
back, and the crossover episode is the next Flash and Arrow will have.
Right. So there's none this week, and then we'll get the crossover in December.
And we also this week too got the in the Flash, the Cisco reveal of Hawkgirl.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the next time we'll see them, we'll be in the crossover.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll get Hawkgirl, Hawkman, the Flash, Black Canary,
That's awesome.
White Canary,
Yeah.
Purple Canary.
All the
Not
canaries, just a
confirmed.
flock of them. Rainbow canaries.
It's just all of them like the whole episode. I'd be okay with that.
That's exciting. I'm excited for the
Yeah,
crossover
I'm so
stuff.
stoked. I'm so stoked.
We heard about Roy coming back, which we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Yes. We'll find that news story somewhere along.
All
the way.
cool stuff. All right, that's it for TV Talk. I don't know if we have any rumors. We're doing stuff a little different today. We didn't plan an outline or anything. We're just going to wing it. We have our web browser pulled up here, so let's get into some news and potentially rumors if you want.
So the start of this week was the 14th.
The 14th? I thought it was the 16th.
November 14th was.
No, Monday. Well, we record
what's today?
on we record on Mondays.
Yeah.
So the Monday was the 16th.
Oh.
Which would have been the last news we pulled, right? From the
Yeah, because
16th.
why? Yeah.
Because we read this synopsis for Flash and Arrow. We read.
Mm-hmm.
We did this Justice League filming in London, and we
Mhm.
did all this casting goodies,
Yeah.
right? And then we did the T-shirts.
Yes, you're right. Correct.
And
Dean proved me
then-
wrong.
Here we go. Force Awakens. We have guess who's coming in Jessica Jones clips. Don't have to guess because we watched that shit. New Flash and Arrow crossover release. Let's switch over to our little guys so they can see what we're looking at here. Talking to this mic. Let me make sure this mic is working on.
Hello, it's me over here.
Yeah, it's moving. We're good.
Woo!
We did we read this? Ezra
No,
Miller
that's one of my
outlines-
stories from IGN too.
Okay, why don't we read that shit?
Ezra Miller.
First of all,
He doesn't look like the Flash.
this makes me so upset.
Yeah, I know.
I know we're not supposed to judge them instantly like that, but you're not Grant Gustin, so sorry. But I fucking love Grant Gustin.
It's true. He's not Grant Gustin.
Let's see what this guy has to say. Well, first, it's going to be a movie. Thanks. I'd like it for it to be an exploration of a human being, a multidimensional human being to speak. Wow, I just made such a pun without meaning to. I'd like the character to have many dimensions, but really, I'd like to have the usual dimensions. What the fuck is this guy talking about?
I feel like he's stoned.
I'd like him to have the usual dimensions we know and love, and then some extra ones. Let's recap
Wait.
that.
What?
I
That's like
for
one
it
of those
to be-
people that's trying to be like philosophical,
Right, and just
you're
fucking
like,
talking in
and
circles.
it's just a circle, yeah.
I'd like for it to be an exploration of a human being, a multi-dimensional human being. Okay?
To speak, wow.
I like my character to have many dimensions. After he said a human being, a multi-dimensional one. I'd like him to have multiple dimensions. I'd
That
like him
sentence
to have the
doesn't make sense.
usual dimensions, and then some extra ones. What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
hate him already.
I don't like any of this.
I know.
I hope to realize him as a person. Great, because he is a person. Thanks for that as well. And I think what's the most exciting for me in superhero mythologies is when we feel the humanity of someone who is heroic. Or the heroism. Okay.
He basically just describes stuff
get
like
out of
with
there.
Webster's dictionary.
That was
That's
not,
all he did.
Not making me any more excited for him playing the Flash
No.
than I was previously.
If anything, it made me scared.
I didn't like that one bit. Not a single bit. That made me so upset. What the fuck? More DC Comics February 2016
Yeah,
solicitations.
so Dean and I were just talking about this before we started recording because we saw one of the news stories, and it's just like, I don't know how many solicitations they can do with variant cover arts.
Right. There are a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of people drawn and stuff, but like,
Can we pull these up? Will it
full screen. Is that full screen?
it's their version of full screen, I guess. Oh, there you go.
Okay, that's
a little
like cool.
better. Who is that? Who is this? Do we even know?
On the right it says, now powered by kryptonite, Superman is confronted by the first of Vandal Savage's children. Oh my god, he's getting laid. It's a creature with unrelenting bloodlust and the power to match it. That's a pretty cool kid. I feel like that would have been hard to give birth to.
This is a cool. I like these sketchy ones.
Yeah. The sketch ones are cool. See, I feel like there's two things in my life that I would always want to do that I can't currently do, and that's draw and or sing. I sing, just not well.
I sketch better than I sing.
Yeah, you're a good sketcher.
Thank you.
Not like the shoes.
No. Have you ever seen me draw? I haven't drawn in a long time.
You showed me.
But I used to draw.
I almost said you used to call me on myself. Hotline bling. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
I like that a lot. Aquaman, I feel like, is coming to the forefront of not the asshole superhero that talks to fish.
Yeah.
Like now he's kind of cool.
This is really cool.
I like this.
Love the crown.
Sean Parsons? Why does that name sound familiar?
I think he's part of the Parsons family. A lot of Aquaman stuff. Ton of Aquaman stuff.
I like Aquaman though.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, get to the Batman Beyond stuff.
Okay.
That's what I need to see.
Down here.
Yes.
That's awesome. This looks very much like Bad Blood. Like the art style they're going with for the Bad Blood film. He looks rad, man.
Yes.
Is
Wait,
this
hit
also
the
Batman Beyond? No, it's just
Batman and Robin Eternal.
fucking
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah, this is the storyline where everybody, like, they're non-killers on the one side, and then on the other side, they all murder people.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that these are the murderers.
Yep.
And these are the non.
Yeah, and then he actually has wings, too, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like a weird story.
It's like Earth 2.
Yeah, kind of.
Where
Almost
Batman
exactly.
is just
The
straight
character
killing
in the blue
fools.
mask, I don't know his name.
Looks
Dick
like
Grayson didn't
Nightwing.
understand. I thought it was Nightwing too, but his name is something different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Not as cool.
I feel like the other art style is better.
This one?
Yeah. I like shorter. I'm Batman Beyond because he doesn't have the typical cape and stuff. I like the shorter bat ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
Are
that.
they ears?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this art style speaks to me way more. This isn't terrible.
It's not terrible.
It just looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like
Kinda looks like he's pooping.
You ever see this, like Marvel or DC stuff that they sell in like Acme
Mm-hmm.
or like the supermarket?
It's like a little bit toned down.
so it's like that off-brand.
Yeah.
This is what that reminds me
Yeah.
of. Not a huge fan of that, but and these are just figures.
I don't know what
Sculptures?
this is all.
These are not solicitations. I don't know why, but they're cool.
They're in black and white.
They're in black and white. And this is
Mm.
just already out. I don't know what has this to do with anything.
Maybe they added it to like a previous gallery.
Mayhaps.
Wow, so many backs. I wish Batman Beyond would become a thing.
I think it will, in time. I think they're gonna see this. They're gonna see this through with Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going right to the homepage. I had enough of this garbage.
Yeah, let's go from the top and catch up. That way.
You want to do the most recent stuff?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Nothing here.
No.
Lots of Star Wars, of course.
Deluxe
David
Batman
Carter's
vs Superman
the
action
winner.
figures revealed. Let's watch. Let's do that.
Shit.
That I want. First of all, Gal Gadot is sexy as anything.
This is fucking awesome.
How big is it?
I don't know. Are the deets? Do we have deets anywhere?
Yeah, read.
Read the deets. It's in Chinese.
Un ting bailo colalo.
Sorry,
not-
if you're Chinese.
Yeah.
But
That was
this is
probably
cool.
not nice of me
This,
to do.
unfortunately, as it seems most things in life, the Batman one is way better than the Superman one.
Yeah.
Superman
The Superman
was
one looks like it's like a Ken doll and you can move all
Yeah.
the body parts, and the Batman one looks like a fucking statue
It
boss.
just looks like
And he comes with guns, it looks
like they spent less time. Like they were like, yeah, fuck it, just put it in the habit. And then the
And
Batman
Superman,
one's all
see, the
awesome.
thing that sucks about Superman too is like he has so many of his, like so much of his skin showing that they have to try to make it look like a human almost.
Right.
And Batman's just like a figure of actual bat.
Yeah, they do. And then the face they have to get right, and then they really
Yeah.
only have to worry about
His mouth.
the mouth for Batman. That's a good point.
Yeah. I would buy the Batman one.
Yeah, I would.
Not from Japan though.
Not from Japan. If I
'Cause I
see
feel
it
like that costs a
somewhere,
lot.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
If it's in the shops,
Agreed.
you know. What's The Expanse on Sci-Fi?
It's a new, highly anticipated space thriller. The Expanse will launch on a 2-night premiere on Monday, December 14th, and Tuesday, December 15th. Probably, if I had to guess, usually like primetime TV is like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
I read that from the article.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Oh,
you
that
for
was
that.
the J.J. Abrams thing.
Was you want to become an ape on the ape on the war?
I'm gonna say
Want to
no.
become an ape on the war for
I'm
the
gonna say
Planet of
no.
the Apes set?
The Planet of the Apes movies freak me out.
Do they really? I
Yeah.
actually love the new ones. I do.
They're good. Something about them. They freak me out.
Okay.
Everyone's been talking about the Vin Diesel announces the next Riddick sequel and TV spinoff. He's kind of like a superhero, except not.
Is he? I've never actually seen.
He's like an alien. I
Okay.
think. I don't really know. I could be yelling at people.
Okay.
There's something. New Wonder Woman photo revealed as filming begins and the cast is announced.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that, but let's look at this real quick.
What is this one?
This is something about Transformers, which are technically superheroes.
Transformers.
Paramount taps new Transformers 5 writer, sets up G.I. Joe and Micronauts writers' rooms.
What the hell's Micronauts?
I don't know. What's a writer's room? I'm not
Writer
well
rooms is
educated.
where like all the multiple. Wait, do you know what it really is?
I really don't.
Writers' rooms are where they get like all the writers on the thing, and they all throw their ideas off each other and bounce
Okay.
them off and pick the best one.
So let's read
There's a
it.
show on Netflix called Writers' Room,
Oh, okay.
and this guy interviews the writers of
It's
like
a
Breaking Bad and like
Documentary then?
yeah,
It's really
it's really, really
nonfiction?
good. Yeah,
Oh, I'll
it's
watch
really, really
that.
good.
That sounds cool.
I think it's called like Writers' Room. I don't know what it's called.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's good.
Earlier this year, it was revealed that Paramount Pictures was set to double down on their efforts with the Transformers film franchise by creating a writer's room,
Mhm.
specifically designed to come up with ideas for multi-part sequels as well as spin-off films. Academy Award winner Akiva Goldsman headed up the project, which included the likes of The Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman,
What?
Fringe, and Lost scribe Jeff Pinker. X-Men The Last Stand and The Incredible Hulk, Zach Penn, and Daredevil executive producer Stephen D. Knight. They don't say which Daredevil, which concerns me.
Marvel's Daredevil is usually the Netflix one. That's usually what people call it. So I
It
would assume
doesn't
it's
say
the movie.
Marvel's Daredevil, it just says Daredevil.
Yeah, so I would assume it's the Ben Affleck movie.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, why would they tout that? Why would they
Yeah.
say that shit? I'd be like, no, he never worked on anything. He never worked on that. Executive producer Stephen D. Knight.
They white it out on his resume. They're like, no.
As a
shit.
result of their efforts, Paramount is planning Transformers 5, as well as an animated origin story film that will be set on the Transformers homeworld of Cybertron. That sounds cool as shit.
They should have done that from the beginning.
They should do that in the live action. Why would you say that for the animated movie?
Yeah.
Stop putting them on fucking Earth
Yeah.
with these human characters that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
Like,
The Mark Wahlberg one was the last one, right? Because that was god awful.
it sure was the last one.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, it wasn't the last one because that was so bad. Why do they...
Mhm.
Why do...
Let it out. Let it out.
Why do they
Mhm.
do this? Like, I get it. I get it. Like, you want to have it relatable and
Mhm.
such and such. But, like, it is relatable already, right? Without the humans. Because we have a group, we have a species.
Mhm.
They lost their home.
Mhm.
They're in pain.
Mhm.
They find a new home.
Mhm.
They make it theirs. They want to protect the people of that planet so they can live in harmony.
Why don't they do like they send the humans to Cybertron?
Cybertron's destroyed.
Well, no, like if they did like a prequel but did that in live action. Like, what if humans discovered Cybertron and that's how the Transformers originally get here? That would be cool.
That would be cool. It would be cool.
That I would rather than like Shia LaBeouf running around with a cube and
Yeah.
he's like, I gotta save the world, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Optimus Prime couldn't have carried a cube.
Yeah.
Like that made me angry.
It would be cooler.
Megan
but-
Fox is hot though.
That's true.
Mhm.
But, like, why do they need the humans at all?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Because then I feel like it'd be better.
it seems like they're relatable. Like,
Yeah.
Optimus Prime seems, and Bumblebee, like, they're already relatable. You don't need humans. And if you do, like you said, like
Make it about the Transformers and make the
Right.
humans like the accent.
work them in
Yeah.
so it's like
Don't make the humans
exactly,
the focus.
dude. That's so well put. That's exactly what they did. That's so exactly what they did.
Approved.
They
by
made the
Kirkman.
Transformers
Stamp, bitch.
an add-on to those
Yeah.
films. They were like, well, this is what's going on with the humans.
Especially like the racist
The
ones and
Transformers
like
had to be involved.
even Bumblebee is just like
The
used for
twins?
comedic effect and stuff. I'm like, no,
The
that's not
twins,
okay.
dude, where it's like, you crack an ass, I'm gonna go destroy
Yeah.
this robot.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
hell was that? The second one? Devastation.
When they're in like Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bad, dude.
Yeah, I hated those.
That was so bad. So anyway, now Deadline reports that because of the success of the Transformers writer room, Paramount has tapped Goldsman to lead 2 more writers' rooms, one for the G.I. Joe franchise and another for the in-development Micronauts film. Thus far, 2 G.I. Joe films have been released, bringing in a combined $675 million at the global box office. It was previously reported that screenwriter Tom Wheeler had been tapped to write the script for Micronauts.
If anybody knows what the hell Micronauts is, just tell us. 'Cause
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. Have
Write
you
it in
seen
the comments.
any of the G.I. Joe movies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're pretty solid.
Really? I never
Yeah.
saw them.
They're like not good,
Okay.
but they're not bad.
Okay.
That's where I come
They're
from.
watchable. Something to watch that's on.
Yeah, Channing Tatum's like always good, I feel.
Mm.
And the Wayne's brother is like the best friend in the movie, and their relationship is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I would watch it if it was like on TV on a sleepy Sunday or something.
I just feel like this whole article just said a whole bunch of stuff like of other stuff I like, and then just put the title as Transformers.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which wasn't a bad move on their part because it made me intrigued.
Yeah, that's
so.
true. Well, let's see it through at this point.
Yeah.
As a result of his leading these 2 writer rooms, Goldsman will no longer be scripting the upcoming Transformers 5, with writing duties now falling to Iron Man scribes Art Markham and Matt Hathaway and Ken Nolan, Black Hawk Down. What? 3 more of the Transformers Writers Room's assemblage. That was the best move ever.
Iron Man is good. Black Hawk Down was phenomenal.
Yeah, what? They traded up from the fucking Transformers scribes to the Iron Man and Black Hawk Down writers?
Yeah, I don't know how they got that.
How the fuck did that happen? I feel like we just read how it happened, and I don't even understand what I read.
I agree.
Moving on. Here's some shit we care about.
We're getting to all the good news this week.
Here's some shit we care about. Gal Gadot shares new Wonder Woman photo.
First of all, let's look at this first photo.
Let's do.
Because it makes me happy.
She looks so mysterious.
I love her.
She looks like she's saying, "What the fuck you say?"
Yeah, she's like, she literally like someone was like, "Hey, Wonder Woman," and she was like, "Bitch, what?" Like she just knows. She's pretty.
Like
She's a very pretty woman.
Let's see if we had any like bigger photages down here.
Mm.
There we go. Yeah, it's cool, man. She's looking good. She looks like she's definitely underneath this robe here. As
She may look like she's in disguise as a peasant or something in her like
maybe
royal. It looks like
This
that Big Ben?
intrigues me back here.
Is it Big Ben?
I don't know what that is.
But the thing is, she's got the fisticuffs, the Wonder Woman fisticuffs, and she's got the Wonder Woman headdress. But then why does she have these ratty
the
ass?
fisticuffs.
Why does she have that? Is that not what they're called?
Fisticuffs is a term for like fist fighting. These are just like bracers, I think. Anyway, I think she's got
I'll be here all
some
night.
kind of costume on underneath of this.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna put on Little Red Riding Hood."
Yeah, but I don't think it's hers because like I
Maybe-
don't recall her.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Maybe
that
she
well, I
murdered
guess, so.
3 little children and then sewed together
Wow,
their
you
skin and made a cloak.
Really went dark with that, didn't
Mhm.
you?
Well, because I saw Big Ben and I thought Assassin's Creed Syndicate and they had child labor.
Okay, well, let's read about this.
Okay.
Principal photography is underway on the Warner Brothers Pictures Wonder Woman feature film, the highly anticipated action adventure from director Patty Jenkins. Old Patty Jenkins used to deliver the milk from down the street.
Oh, she did AMC's The Killing.
She did Monster, The Killing.
Good
yeah.
show. Good show. It's on
Starring
Netflix
young
now.
adults of the Fast and Furious movies. I have a weird inkling lately where I want to go and watch every Fast and Furious movie.
That's
never
a
seen
lot
them.
of hours.
I've never seen them.
That's as many hours as if you were to sit down and watch all the Harry Potters.
Really?
Because there's 9 Fast and Furious.
But the Harry Potters are longer, I think.
I feel like the Fast and Furious movies are like 2 hours.
You think so?
Yeah. Harry Potters might be like 2.5, almost 3.
Let's look it up.
Yeah. We can do that. We have a browser. You guys are seeing.
You guys are seeing the browsing. 2
2
hours
hours
and
and
10
10
minutes for the 6.
Yeah.
That's just one. So average. Yeah, probably like 2 hours. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, I'm not gonna watch them all at once.
Greg was right.
I'm not gonna watch them all at once. That's not what I'm saying. Just in general, I've never seen
Oh,
any of them.
not one?
Front to back, no. I've seen bits and pieces of 1 and 2.
That's not okay.
I've seen like bits and pieces of 5.
So
I
start
think.
with the originals,
I
because
saw
then they
Tokyo
amp
Drift.
it up.
That's it.
Oh, that's the worst
It
one.
was terrible.
Tokyo Drift was the worst one.
It was terrible.
There was
I
one
fucking hated
significant thing that happened in that for the storyline as a whole,
it. Mhm.
but other than that movie was god awful.
You've seen them all.
Except for the newest one where Paul Walker.
Have you watched Snowpiercer yet? Since Andrew suggested it.
No, I need to though.
Maybe we do that today.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to do today.
Principal photography is underway on the Warner Brothers Pictures Wonder Woman feature film, the highly anticipated action adventure from director Patty Jenkins' Monster. Blah blah blah. We already read that.
Patty Jenkins, we're assuming, is a woman, right? Isn't this a woman
She
director?
is.
Yeah,
She
okay,
is. Yeah.
I think we reported that.
The character will make her big screen debut in spring. Dawn of Justice, new film will mark her for. I feel like they re-released the same press releases like 3 times.
Oh, this is the cast though. The film also stars
Right,
Chris
that's what I
Pine in the
mean.
Star Trek films, Captain Steve Trevor. We still don't know what his role is. Is
Do
he the
you-
love interest?
Yeah, that's her boyfriend
I don't know.
on
about
Earth.
that. No, like I don't know how they're gonna use him for the movie because I
Do you
want
think
him.
he's actually going to say Steve Trevor? A lot of speculation, including myself, that he's Steve Trevor. Just to like, you know, the way these films kind of like work and stuff from the comics, but then they give it twists. I think he's going to be somebody else.
Who do you think?
I don't know, but Chris Pine
It's too big of a role to just be the
at
love
this
interest.
point
Yeah.
it's too big to just put him in as the boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's a hero, dude. He's a leading man. I don't know.
I could see him as like
Like I
Like
could see
Hawkman.
something happening where they're like, where he finds out he's adopted and be like, oh, my birth name was Hal Jordan, or like, you know what I mean? Something.
oh, and
something,
then they make him like Green Lantern
yeah,
or somebody
like,
huge.
I could totally see this being wool over our eyes. I have a weird inkling. gut feeling that he is no Steve Trevor.
Although we do see that a lot with the females in superhero movies, so maybe he really just is attached that way. Maybe he didn't want to get invested in a universe.
We
We see
but,
Natalie Portman as Thor, and we see
true.
Rachel McAdams now in Doctor
However,
Strange.
Natalie Portman has the potential to become Thor.
Yeah, this is true.
At this point.
Yeah, this is true.
Because Jane Foster is now Thor in the comics.
I don't know if she would though.
I don't think so, but I don't think of Natalie Portman, and not because she's a girl. Before we go down that fucking road, just because
she's pretty.
Chris Pine is fucking Captain Kirk, dude. Like,
yeah,
you don't cast Captain Kirk as the boyfriend.
Yeah, Chris Pine is now to the level of fame. I feel that he could star in anything, and because
Yeah.
Chris Pine's in it, you'd see it.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
He's got chops, man. He's very good.
Like, I feel that way only about certain actors. Like, if I know like Olivia Munn's gonna be in something, I'm like, I would see that. Or like if Rachel McAdams is starring in a random movie, I'd be like Rachel McAdams.
He's been in a ton of stuff. He was in some terrible movie. Did you ever see? I don't know why I asked. I guarantee you've seen it. Just My Luck.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
With fucking Lindsay Lohan? It was like one of those totally a movie that you would have seen.
No.
My God, that's crazy.
Maybe we watched that today.
I really thought you would have seen it.
Was it like a Disney Channel movie?
It was Disney-ish. It wasn't on Disney Channel. It came out, I'm pretty sure, in theaters. But it was like, it was like
Just My Luck.
It was after Lindsay Lohan's Disney phase, where she started doing like
drug movies,
like late teen rom-coms. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's corny as
Drug
shit.
Movies. Yeah, it's super corny. But anyway, he plays the love interest in that, and like he was awesome in it. The movie sucked. He was great in it, and now like
Chris Pine's a good person. I like the movie with him and Tom Hardy, and they play the cops.
Never saw that yet.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
But then he comes out of the woodwork, and it's like he's someone to watch. He's gonna have a good career, that guy. But who else do we have here?
This story, I think we've reported on all these people being in it. I think the only new part is that photo.
Yeah, Robin Wright.
Yeah, because I remember being excited because she's from House of Cards. She plays the wife.
David Thules. It doesn't say notably who anyone is, though.
Besides Chris Pine as Steve Trevor.
Yeah. Should we look that up? I want to.
Chris Pine as Steve Trevor?
No. I want to see if it says who these people are playing.
2017. Doesn't that seem like it's so far? But it's not.
I didn't realize that these were the guys in this Frankenstein movie.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter and Professor X.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks okay. And then I saw it was these guys and I was like, well.
Daniel Radcliffe, good for him on like making it after Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And Emma Watson too. The only one that got the short end of the stick was Ron.
This
Rupert
poster
Grint.
is so cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
No.
It's just Gal and Chris.
Doesn't say. So weird.
Wait, go to the storyline.
Okay, where's that?
At the bottom. The Amazonian princess warrior Diana left her lush tropical island to dwell in our urban cityscapes of glass and steel. Tutored in the ways of the Greek warriors and outfitted with incredible gifts the goddess bestowed upon her people, she becomes Paradise Island's emissary to civilization. Worth
noting it's written by Anonymous, though.
Yeah, that could be like me. And that's why I told you to read it.
Look at this.
Oh, that's from Julie and Julia. That's a good
Thanks a lot.
movie. That's Amy Adams. That kind of relates to
now.
superheroes. She's Lois
Is that
Lane.
Meryl Streep
Yeah.
splitting this chicken?
Julie and Julia. Julie and Julia is a good movie. I enjoyed that
I'll
film.
never watch it, but I'll take your word for it.
You're the devil.
Here we go, Greg.
Guys,
Hi.
it's happened.
Colton Hayes will return to Arrow for an episode, though. I thought he was coming back.
Well, they never... No. He's coming back for an episode, but this doesn't mean he can't come back. He's not doing anything else. I follow him on Instagram. Do you know he's gay in real life?
No, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I want him back.
That makes me excited because I'm gay in real life.
Maybe we'll meet him.
Imagine I dated Roy Harper.
That'd be cool.
I feel like I'd become a lot more significant in people's lives.
You would become a lot more significant in my life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to meet that bitch.
Imagine I come back to New Jersey in like a month and I'm like, guys, like I brought you Christmas gifts and this is my boyfriend Colton Haynes. I had to look at his name because I was gonna call him Roy Harper.
This relationship's off to a blossoming start.
He comes in the Red Arrow costume. He's like, you failed this city, Dean. Dean's just like, yeah.
One of the coolest things I ever did for Level Up.
You dated Colton Haynes?
No.
Oh.
Nope. I'm straight and I'm not famous.
I'm kidding. Yeah, that was a joke.
Is
I'm straight.
I did these weird things before you and I started reviewing these episodes. It was called Beast Watch. I did like a handful of them, and I nailed this at the end of the Arrow ones, I always would say level uppers, you have failed the city. But I did it like my best like Arrow voice, and then I went in and I like changed the audio and I lowered the pitch like he does. He's the voice.
Oh, so you actually sounded like it?
Yeah, it was really cool.
We're gonna watch those at some point today.
That was one of my favorite things I ever did for Level Up. Anyway, Colton Hayes will return to Arrow for an episode. Despite departing the series during the 3rd season, actor Colton Hayes tweeted this afternoon that he will return to the CW's Arrow as Roy Harper. Here's a little tweet. Just landed in Vancouver to begin filming on Arrow again. Oh, so excited.
Look at all of his... I like his tweets.
I'm excited.
I like his emojis.
I like that he supports France.
Yeah, he has his Paris picture up.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Then the producer, Mark
Guggenheim.
Do you want to read the quotes?
Yeah, we are beyond thrilled that Colton will be returning to Arrow this season, said Guggenheim. It was always our intention to have him return following his departure last season, but it was a matter of finding the right storyline to pull that off. That opportunity presented itself in episode 412, and we can't wait for the fans to see this reunion. If you guys don't remember, he got taken off the show. Full spoilers. He was basically took the fall for Oliver in saying that Arrow died, and that's kind of the rebirth this season of Green Arrow coming back to life. Roy Harper is not. He was supposed to be on Legends of Tomorrow.
Is he not now? Is that? Do we know?
But now they haven't said anything about him coming back on Legends of Tomorrow, and he was not like Guggenheim just said he was not planning to come back into Arrow at all. So I don't know if they're doing this to set him up with like Sarah and Ray,
okay,
or if they're doing this to be like Thea's the one in the Tombstone at the beginning of the season, and Roy's coming back as Red Arrow. Which,
that's a good theory.
That would make me happy.
That's a good theory
because I think Thea's bloodlust is going to be too much for her, and I think it's going to be Oliver losing the last of his family. And I think he's going to latch on to Roy because he was such a big part of Thea's life as her boyfriend and everything that he's going to be like, you're like a little brother to me.
I would love to see in this show, in Arrow, is him go full circle in that, like, he started off a killer. He wanted to change his ways. He slowly did that. He was still dark, but he was doing things the right way. Then he's this happy-go-lucky guy in this relationship, and then his last relative dies, and he just fucking totally relapses. And he's just like, I'm going to kill all the evil. And it's like, that's a fucking twist, man.
I kind of liked the Arrow when he killed people.
I loved it. I did. It sounds
like,
horrible,
I know that's terrible to say, but like, I hate like goody two shoes.
He was different.
He set himself apart from everybody else. He was like
what made the show
Batman.
so different.
Yeah, he was like the Batman. He was murdering people left and right. And I hate that it's a promise to Tommy Merlin, of all people, that stops him from killing people.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if they do that, they have him come back in season 5. He relapses, and then maybe Roy's the one that brings him back.
That would be cool.
That would be very cool. I like Roy a lot as a character.
I blew through that first season because I was like, dude, he's just killing people. He didn't care.
Yeah.
Shooting arrows through them, did not give a fuck. Detective Lance couldn't stand him. He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Paul Blackthorne.
I was like, damn, dude. Yeah.
Hashtag Brooklyn.
That would be cool. I won't be like disappointed if that doesn't happen, but it would be an interesting turn, to say the least. Specific details for Haynes' return to the series haven't yet been revealed, but his character will likely have something to say about the recent developments in the show, such as Thea's bloodlust and the revival of Sarah Lance. Are you excited about Colton Haynes returning to Arrow? I think we've established that we both are.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I really enjoyed his arc on that show.
I just love Roy as a character.
Yeah.
And then it was awesome to follow him on Instagram, and he posts like really cool pictures of like behind the scenes stuff, and then he's like, Happy Gay Pride Day, and I was like, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Because you can't tell with him.
Extended trailer for the Flash and Arrow crossover episodes.
I don't know if, do we watch it? Does the audio go through? Because now
not
we're
sure.
together.
I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
If anything, we edit it out. Hashtag post.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna find out if this works live right now.
Wait, I'm kind of nervous. I didn't plan this.
It's okay. Well, if it doesn't work, like you said, we can just edit it out.
Not that. I'm like to watch it.
Does it look like they just Photoshop somebody out of right here?
Laurel, probably. And or Diggle.
So we should probably show them so they know what we're talking about. But yeah, right here. Look, seriously, it looks like there's just a lineup and some guy took his eraser and was like, boop, boop, boop.
Yep. It looks like Arrow's just like, I don't want to stand next to them.
Who
the hell are these Hawk people?
Just this full group. I know it's a different because their positioning is different, but it's so funny to look at. Like, and then they were like, "Knock it out of there."
Yeah. They were like, "Shit, Diggle's not. That's cool." They're like, "Damn it, John."
All right, let's try this out.
Cool.
Hopefully, it doesn't reverberate.
I would like to propose a toast. It's really great to see everyone. I wish it wasn't just the dark times that brought us together.
The man you're looking for is Vandal Savage.
Who is he?
An immortal. This is a cycle that has
Vandal
played out
looks
for the last
terrifying.
4,000 years. We're chasing down
That
an
looks
immortal madman on a rampage
Oh my
against
God,
a
they're gonna do the
reincarnated warrior
Egyptian thing.
priestess.
Since when did our life suddenly become an Indiana Jones movie?
Priestess? I grew up in Wisconsin.
As your memories come back to you, so will other
Oh,
things
so
as
she doesn't
well.
know.
Savage is going to decimate Central City.
What we need to do is get rid of him. You're not going to get rid of him. Watch us.
Everyone in there is willing to die to protect us.
It's what makes them all heroes.
My hate will follow you for all eternity.
Flash and
just do,
Arrow,
like, a
heroes
movie
join
on
forces, Tuesday,
just
December
air
1st
on
on the
2-hour
CW.
episode. One night,
Brought
2
to you by
hours.
You know what makes me
AT&T.
happy about all of that is that Hawkman and Hawkgirl are getting an Egyptian flashback how their characters were created in the comic books.
Yeah.
And she says in the trailer, I grew up in Wisconsin, and he's like, you just don't have your memories. And it looks like she got stabbed in the back.
I thought she knew this whole time.
No, boo-boo. She has no
She doesn't
idea.
even know she's
That's why
out there.
Cisco can't tell her when he
Cisco
has the
fucking
vibes.
knows.
Yeah.
You want to watch that again?
That was kind of beautiful.
Let's watch it again. That was so good.
Vandal Savage looks terrifying, too.
I would like to propose a toast.
I am so excited.
It's really great to see everyone.
So
I
excited.
wish it wasn't just the dark times
First
that
of all,
brought
the
us
new
together.
Arrow Kid
The man you're
I
looking
love that
for
you
is
had spot
Vandal
there.
Savage.
Who is he?
An immortal. This is a cycle that has played out for the last 4,000 years. We're chasing down an immortal madman on a rampage against a reincarnated warrior
The thing
priestess.
that's
Since when
sad
did our life
is that
suddenly become
Hawkgirl is
Indiana
dating
Jones
Hawkman.
movie?
So does this mean Cisco gets
Priestess?
that
I
love now?
grew up in Wisconsin.
As your memories come back to you, so will other things as well.
Savage is going to decimate Central City.
What we need to do is get rid of him. You're not going to get rid of him. Watch us.
Everyone in there is willing to die to protect us.
It's what makes them all heroes.
I already mentioned a whole bunch of times.
Follow you
That's awesome.
for all eternity.
Flash and Arrow,
We're in a
heroes
world where
join
Vandal
forces.
Savage,
Yep,
Hawkgirl, and Hawkman are airing on public television.
that's sick.
That's a real thing.
I really want that Egyptian flashback to happen now. Like, I wish I could watch that whole
Yeah.
scene right now.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that crossover a couple of times. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I normally watch these, with the exception of the season finale of The Flash. I watched that multiple times.
Yeah.
because that shit was great.
Yeah.
I will.
What
watch
was the
that
season
more than
finale
once.
this year? That was the
None yet. That's still going. What do you mean?
no, of last year. I meant of season 1. What was the
Oh,
Flash
that
season
was
finale?
when the whole spoilers.
Oh, Black Hole,
Big
Black Hole,
spoilers.
Black
Yeah,
Hole,
that was the
Black
whole thing when
Dimension.
he went back
Yeah.
and he talked to his mom,
Yeah.
and she was like, "My baby
I
boy."
don't remind me. I
Holy
might cry
shit,
on
dude.
TV.
Then he comes out of the
Not
portal.
on TV.
My favorite, that whole 15 minutes, right? He talks to his mom. You're so sad. You're like, fuck. Like, this is so sad. So crazy. It's so awesome.
Yeah, Nora.
And then, like, they take you from sad instantly, like, adrenaline rush. 'Cause
Yeah.
He comes out of the portal. He punches Wells in the face, and then Wells gets up, and he's like, puts his mask on. He's like, you fucked up everything. You're done.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, here we
Yeah,
go, dude.
yeah.
Like, it's just
It was
all the
so
way through. It's
awesome.
so good.
That was a beautiful season finale.
Yeah, very, very good.
A look at the Wonder Woman costume from George Miller's canceled Justice League movie.
Check it out. Who is this actress?
I don't know. She looks like Megan Fox, kind of.
She does.
I'm okay with it, kind of.
She's looking pretty good.
I don't like the skirt at
A little
all.
thin.
The skirt makes me
A
angry.
little thin. For all you ladies out there, I promote
Like, Gal Gadot looks buff.
the curves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me
I was
too.
being anorexic.
Gal Gadot looks like she's fit for the role. Oh, she looks better there.
She looks very skinny. Like, you gotta eat cheeseburger, girl.
Maybe this wasn't the actress that was supposed to play Wonder Woman. Maybe that's just a model showing off the costume.
It does look dangerously similar to Megan Fox, so they may have casted a double just for that reason.
I like the fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs are great. The boobs are a little too booby,
Yeah,
right? They're like
Yeah.
a little too on point.
yeah. The boobs are too.
They're just like somebody just drew circles and they're like and there are nipple points. Okay,
Yeah.
do we see the nipple circles here?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
That's not me like imagining it, right? That's
No,
there.
that's a thing.
Yeah, they're there. Those are nipple
The
points.
tunic, the whole thing just seems too. I'm happy with the costume they went with.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And we can get a look at that right here for comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at her, dude. She's looking
Gal
great.
Gadot looks awesome.
She looks really good.
She said, if you follow her on Twitter at all, she said, Put her on Instagram. I forget which one she has.
She
I know
looks
she's
way
on
more
the-
badass. She looks like a warrior.
She's fierce. That's
She
why.
looks like she's got some meat on her bones.
Yeah.
She looks
Her thighs are
so
beautiful.
awesome.
She has
doesn't
nice
have any
thighs.
nipple points.
She has nice thighs. And I like that the
Look at her
tunic.
muscles, dude.
I like that
That's
the
crazy.
tunic comes out into a bird.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of
It's
this.
a little touch.
I'm a big fan of this one. This is the first time I ever really.
Whenever I see Batman though with a cowl, I feel like it doesn't look like Ben Affleck.
It's not supposed to look like Ben Affleck. It's supposed to look like Batman.
No, I know, but like you see Henry Cavill as like Clark, and then you see him as Superman, and you're like, okay, that's Henry Cavill. You see Diana, or excuse me, you see Gal Gadot as Diana, and you see her as Wonder Woman, and she looks like Gal Gadot. You see Ben Affleck as Bruce, and you're like, okay. Then you see him as Batman, and you're just like, is that him? Like I always do a double take. I feel like that doesn't look like him at all.
Let me tell you why. That's exactly what he wants. He's the knight. He doesn't want you to fucking know.
I guess he has the best disguise, but like, is that him?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
that's
can't
him.
tell.
Yeah, that's him. 100%. You can tell that you can't. Nobody has that chin, dude. That's a Ben Affleck chin.
Oh, it's the butt chin.
Yeah, that's what you gotta look for. When in doubt, look for the chin.
Here comes the crimson chin.
But I forgot all about that. Yeah, this is not nearly as good. No bird, lame. Unless this little weird thing's supposed to be the bird, not cool. This is awesome. Gal Gadot looks
And the W
so
on
much
the
better.
belt too.
Even this is just like
There they put the belt on the
Yeah.
bird on the belt, but if you scroll down back to Gal Gadot's, she has a huge W as
yeah,
the
that's
belt.
awesome.
That's so cool.
They went for it
Yeah.
in this one.
And I think they crushed it.
They went for it. They crushed it. It's modern. She looks like she can fight. She looks like a warrior.
I'm
this
okay with it.
Looks like, you know,
The skirt looks so cheap too. Like it doesn't look like she
does.
just
It
came
looks
from like a
cheap.
distant planet with awesome
it
materials.
looks old school. Looks like it.
Looks
someone
like
would have designed this in the '60s.
Betsy Ross just did the Star Spangled Banner, the American
Yeah.
flag with the Star Spangled Banner, and then she's like, "Oh, I can make a skirt for Wonder Woman too."
And then a pervert came by and drew nipple circles.
Yeah,
on
really,
the-
yeah.
On the thing. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That's
of
like my worst nightmare. That
Well, it's
costume.
good to know that we didn't get it. We got what we wanted instead.
That's very true.
What else do we got here?
Bryan Singer teases the X-Men Apocalypse trailer, reveals the image from the film. I'm down. I'm really excited for X-Men Apocalypse.
You get.
I
me
like the
excited.
X-Men though.
You get. I love the X-Men. You get me excited because I don't care that much. I'm not a big X-Men guy.
But like Days of Future Past was one of my favorite movies of last year.
I want to rewatch that.
It was very, very good.
I saw it once in the theaters.
I've seen it 4 times now.
I went to watch it again
Mhm.
on my PlayStation with Eric,
Mm-hmm.
and I fell asleep like halfway through. It was
That's
really
sick.
late. Dude, I wake up early for work, and it was very late.
Starbucks.
So I want to watch it again.
It's very
I'm
good.
going to watch it again.
It's very, very good.
But this is cool. It's just like Professor X in the old.
Is it Professor X?
Yeah, that's James McAvoy for sure.
You're good at recognizing people.
Thank you. Is he bald? He's looking bald. Let's get this. Let's get this bigger.
That'd be cool if they shaved him.
Well, they said that's the thing. That's
His
gonna
eyes
happen.
are black,
it looks
too.
looks like there's some hair.
It looks like he's using the thing for the first time. That older Professor Xavier uses for the first time in X-Men 2 when he puts the helmet on him and he can read people's minds all throughout the world. I forget what it's called.
Why the fuck can't I think of what it's called? Cerebro.
Cerebro.
No, we've seen him use this multiple times already. He's been using
Young
this
one?
since first class. Yeah, the prototype was in first class. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And then they
No, but I'm
built
saying
it-
this one looks like the fancy one. So
In
maybe they
Days of
finally
Future Past,
upgraded
He
it.
used the fancy one.
He does?
You've
Oh,
seen
it's
it
a
4
talk-
times. I've seen it once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, after he gets his pep talk.
Yep,
from
that's what I was just
Wolverine.
gonna say.
Wolverine's like, look, bro.
He's like, get your shit together.
Pull
Yep.
together.
Yep. And then he goes down the walkway and then he's like, shit. And then that's how he goes back.
Nightcrawler.
I like Nightcrawler.
I love Nightcrawler. He's actually one of my favorite X-Men.
He's obviously everybody's first choice of who you played in the arcade game way back in the day.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
well, my first choice is Wolverine for everything. I feel like
Wolverine wasn't as good in that game.
as Nightcrawler. No, I agree. I don't know about the hair. I like the scars.
He's like,
I like
gosh,
the ears.
I just hate having to
I like
transport
the
through
eyes.
time.
He looks very My Chemical Romance-y, though, with that situation.
He's like, I can't believe I have to evaporate and save all these people. I just hate
The
it.
costume looks like they fucking went for it, though.
The makeup is phenomenal.
Compared to like the original Nightcrawler
Yeah.
costume, looks like they really were like, yeah, let's just fucking do it.
I'm just happy we're gonna get young versions of everyone. We're getting young Jean Grey. We're getting young Cyclops.
Well, that's a whole nother bag of worms. The continuity with all this young and old is like so fucked up. I could do an entire 2-hour episode of the show with you on how bad they've fucked up the Constantine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and at this point, they just keep making them, and I feel like they realized it, and he's just like, let's just keep going.
That's why they did Days
You
of
know what
Future
I mean?
Past and stuff. They're like, there's multiple timelines, so whatever doesn't make sense to you, we're gonna throw that in the
Just
bad
chalk it
one.
up to that. Yeah, so true.
And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Justice League Dark Director shortlist revealed. What's a shortlist?
Yeah, I guess it's just small. I think it's literally like a short list of people they want.
Oh, following the
Like
casting
the wish
rumor for the
list.
main team that popped up earlier this week, Joe Blow, love them, is now reporting on the director shortlist for Warner Brothers' upcoming Justice League Dark film, which they say includes the duo behind Big Bad Wolves. I don't even know what that is.
Me neither.
Who previously helmed the Evil Dead remake in 2013. That's not good.
No.
Evil Dead was a terrible movie. Drew and I just had a whole conversation about this and how much we hated it. In addition, a new rumor from Heroic Hollywood points to more casting news for the film, namely that Rogue One, a Star Wars story star Ben Mendelsohn,
Yeah, I think you got it.
is being eyed for the film's primary villain, Antane Arcane. Check back for more details on the film as we learn about them, featuring a script by fan favorite Guillermo del Toro. That's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's cool. Among the characters that will appear in the film are John Constantine, Swamp Thing, Deadman Zatanna, the Demon Etrigan, and Madame Xanadu.
I'm down for seeing live action Constantine again. I'm down for seeing live action Zatanna.
I don't think they make it what's his face from Arrow, even though he crushes
No,
that
they
role.
won't. They won't. No doubt.
He's so good at that role, and I like his Scottish accent.
They had Keanu Reeves, which I actually kind of enjoyed the Constantine film that Keanu Reeves was in. You ever seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Keanu Reeves freaks me out as an actor. He scares me as a person.
And he's not
more,
British,
so.
but he plays Constantine. They do the whole. It was a time before superhero movies were like so prominent, and like that was one of the ones that stood out for me. I really actually found that pretty entertaining.
That was like the era of just
take on everything.
like
yeah.
Spider-Man was the only superhero film out at the time.
And they take on what's her name? Who's playing the Ancient One?
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, she plays Gabriel the Angel, and she's like,
oh, that's cool. She always plays some mystical.
She plays
ass
with
creature.
that line where like you don't know she's a boy, but like she's very feminine,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is.
She's very much
weird.
pansexual in the sense that like you don't know. I don't even know what Tilda Swinton is.
He
She
takes
might be
on
a
the
woman.
devil
But
in them. It's really good. Good iteration.
we've discovered this episode of Power Up that I have to watch so many more things.
Yeah. Supergirl sports a sling. New footage from episode 7. I don't want to know about that yet.
Yeah, I don't want it. That's 7. That's 4 episodes.
Spoilers, dude.
It's not okay.
Mark Hamill talks keeping Death Star-sized Star Wars secrets. Definitely not gonna read that.
I can't read any Star Wars stuff.
No.
I haven't done any Star Wars stuff since we watched the trailer.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Get up close to the new Batmobile from Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Dawn of Justice, because the Batmobile is leaving you in the dust. That was good. I recovered.
Oh, cool. We had a little watchy thing.
A video is what they're called, Dean. Guys, we get a little watchy thing.
Let's watch that.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Full Sail University.
Today on Variant, we're talking Batmobiles. Welcome to Variant. We love comics just as much as I love being in front of all these Batmobiles. I'm your host, Ares Quinones. As you can see, we're at the Warner Brothers studio tour with all these Batmobiles, and we're actually going to talk to their tour guide to give you guys a chance to see what it's like to take the Warner Brothers studio tour.
I'm going to talk to you about Batman. Fuck you, face. That's what's up.
So we're here with John, one of the awesome tour guides at the Warner Brothers studio tour. So there's lots of Batmobiles in here. But first, let's start with the first one, the 1989 Keaton.
Giger designed, the guy who designed the spaceship from Alien, and the design that the very first one made for Batman.
Well, now let's move along because there's lots of Batmobiles. There's been lots of Batman.
You know, you see like the skeleton, but also the inner workings of the Batmobile. They had been researching two main things. One was deep sea creatures.
Okay.
Things that are really deep in the ocean that are bioluminescent. And the second thing was a bat itself.
Okay.
If you take a bat and you spread its wings and you shine a light through the back, you can see the skeleton of the bat through the fabric of its wings.
Very interesting.
So that's kind of how they got the idea. You can see the inner workings of the Batmobile fight crime in something like the Tumbler, a military-grade vehicle. So the body of it's supposed to be a Lamborghini kind of combined with a tank or a Humvee, which gives it that really
Just fucking Think of that.
In real life, it doesn't.
Yeah, we were sculpting the Batmobile, and we decided, what's the coolest vehicle out there? A Lamborghini, and what's the sturdiest vehicle? A tank. Yeah, that's the Batmobile.
Yeah, I would watch that. That's actually it for the news, so we can do our top of the week, which is Jesse Jones.
Topic of the week.
That seems cool though.
Topic
I
of
would
the
go back
week.
and watch that, and for that, I like to know the way they come
up with
designs
ideas,
for
yeah.
all those things.
Agreed.
So that's really cool, actually. So let's get into it, Craig. How far are you in Jessica Jones?
I just finished the part where, Luke Cage discovers spoilers for Jessica Jones, just in case you guys haven't watched this at all. Dean has finished the show.
Yeah, there will be spoilers up until a point. We're going to talk about everything we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't watched it, if you want to wait, this is the time to exit. We're not going to hold anything back.
Yeah.
We're talking Jessica Jones. I'm obviously not going to spoil Greg past the point he's watched.
Yeah.
So you're safe up until a certain point, but I don't know where that is exactly.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you
going to
don't care,
describe, yeah.
Then stick around, watch, enjoy. If you're not, we'll see you next time.
Get over yourselves.
There you go.
So I'm in between like 9 and 10, I think, but I fell asleep, and I hate when I fall asleep on episodes because then I don't remember what
So you're
I saw.
almost done.
Yeah, so I'm very close to being done. There's 13, right? It's like Daredevil. I just got up to the part Luke Cage and her. Luke Cage just found out that she was the one that killed his wife.
Okay.
That was some crazy shit.
Okay.
I just found out nothing else happened with Kilgrave. They tried to catch Kilgrave and then he escaped. Awesome plan too. That was an awesome scene. I love that whole sequence of events.
There's a lot of cool plotting that she does. She's much smarter than I anticipated her being. They made her out to seem she's just a dumb drunk. And she is totally an alcoholic.
But she's also the best private investigator
But she's very
in New York.
intelligent. She's an intelligent woman.
Yeah. What's going on? Hope just tried to kill herself because you find out that she's pregnant with Kilgrave's baby.
How funny is
That's some
Hope's
shit.
last name?
What's her last name?
Schlotzman.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Piper Schatzman in Orange is the New Black.
Never watched it.
That makes me sad.
There's too many shows. Everyone
know,
always gets so
I know.
upset when I haven't seen their favorite show. Like, God damn it.
Dean listed today like 17 things that I haven't seen, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen them before. He's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you should watch this sometime. He doesn't see Orange is the New Black. I'm like, fuck this show.
There's just so much anymore to go on.
What else do we have? Hogarth is the worst, the lesbian lawyer.
Yeah, I'm finding it. Well, I'm done now, but I wouldn't be upset to see that plot line get a little less.
She's the only negative out of everyone's reviews of the show.
No, not Hogarth. What's her name? The redhead.
Oh, the neighbor in the apartment complex?
Yeah, what is her
she's the
name?
devil. I forget her name. But the brother like watches her have sex and stuff. He's
Something
weird.
with an R, yeah. She's the one that's the negative. It's not actually Hogarth. Hogarth is a negative for me.
And me too. Carrie Ann Moss is a good actress. I just think that role is terribly written.
Some of the things she does, like some of the scenes were great. I won't say because I can't. I don't remember which episode it's in. I don't think you're there yet, but there's a good one.
I know,
it's
that's
really,
how
really
I feel.
cool.
I'm like, I forget like which episodes has which stuff.
Yeah, I know. But well, you don't have to hold back because I've seen them all. So
Yeah,
whatever you know, just say it because I can't.
I have no idea what's going on. I was very pleased with the. Okay, so let's just do an overview of the show as a whole.
Yeah.
I love this show.
Oh, it's so good.
This show is it's everything I wanted it to be and more. It's like you guys all know I talked about how hype I was for Supergirl, and Supergirl the pilot premiered, and I was like, I love it, it's good, but I wasn't like, oh my god. Like that's how we judge Greg's scale, because Greg is on a scale from I love it to holy mother chicken balls. And
better what you expected or
better
not
than what I
as good?
better than
you
what I
said?
expected.
Same for me.
Yeah. And I started reading the comics, which are just called Alias. If you ever want to check out the comic books for Jessica Jones, and I was reading them, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I starting to read the comics, like the private investigator thing totally came through to me before I started watching the show. Like you said, all the teaser trailers are just like she's this lazy drunk that works in New York City, and she's just trying to get by. But then finding out like that Kilgrave stalks her.
Look at her.
Kristen Ritter is phenomenal.
I miss her already.
She's phenomenal in the show. And just her powers. She's not like a superhero. She's like a.
You a PI?
It's the only thing I'm good at.
What have
Right.
you
You know what I mean? Like
She's
she like
not a superhero.
she gets by and she's like, I did it, but like that was hard, and that's what I like about her character.
I like that she was a super, like she tried to be a superhero and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Like you don't think of like in a world with all of these beings and gifted, as they refer to them in the show often, people and people with superpowers in general, like, not everyone's gonna wind up being like a Captain America or an Iron Man. Like, some people are just gonna be like, yeah, I can't do this.
And it's so cool that these people are just called like the
reasons.
Gifted. And I love how they reference them this whole series. Is they're just like Luke Cage is unbreakable. Like, you can't hurt him at all. But like, that's just his gift. Like, he doesn't use it as a superhero. He just kind of goes by in life.
Her arc, and what we're talking about right now, is pretty crucial, because her arc, the way the show ends this season, is so great.
I'm so excited.
It's so great. I was really hoping that they would do a particular, just a certain way they would leave it to leave, you know, things open for the future, and the way they did it is not exactly what I was expecting. But it's so good, and it's like, yes. You know what I mean? It's just everything about the finale, without saying anything about the finale, is...
He's making me really giddy. I'm just staring at
is
you.
Wrong by a traditional sense of what we know from Marvel, and so redeeming, and it's just the only way that this season could have ended. It's so good.
I'm so excited.
It's so good. Robin
is
the neighbor with the red hair.
The Robin character, especially when it becomes more important to some plot lines.
That was the negative from IGN. That was the one negative from IGN, was Robin, which was the neighbor with red hair. I hated her. She sucked.
I don't know. I've only seen her twice so far in the episodes that I've watched.
It's not much more.
She comes over and she's like, "Stay away from my brother."
Yeah, she's just fucking crazy and annoying.
She's like stupid.
Yeah, she gets a little.
And I think her and the brother are having sex. There's some weird incest thing going on between them two. And then when her and Luke are having sex and the brother walks up to the door and he's just staring at through the crowd, I'm like, dude, that's not okay. You can't be doing that. That's not a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Although if I saw Luke Cage and Jessica Jones having sex, I'd probably stare. They're a good-looking couple. Their chemistry on screen, big props too to Mike Coulter. Yeah. I was very, very skeptical on him in this show.
He's Luke Cage now, man.
And I didn't know how they were gonna fit him into the show. I didn't want it to take anything away from Jessica, but like her plotline and her story involving him, like he's Luke Cage to me, exactly. Yeah, like he became Luke Cage.
He gets even more Luke Cagey. It's awesome.
And now they just had one of the last scenes I just saw. They went to go get Anton, the drug dealer guy, to find out about Jessica's doing it. This is like the best part of the show. Jessica's doing it to get the file so that Luke Cage doesn't find out that she murdered his wife, his widow wife.
Right.
Yeah, because she's dead now. But Luke is doing it because he just wants to know who killed her. But Jessica knows, like, I'm the one that did it. I just couldn't control myself because of Kilgrave, which is weird too. I hope they explain that, how she finally breaks away from him. Do they ever explain that?
Yeah.
Okay.
In depth, in fact.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm at the point in their relationship where she has to send him the pictures every morning.
Okay.
And she just got the episode I just finished. It was she wakes up in the morning after having sex with Luke and her alarm doesn't go off and she has like a panic attack.
Yeah.
And she like the music starts and I was like I'm like, send the fucking picture, like I'm freaking out. And I don't know what happens if she doesn't send the picture. I just know something bad is gonna happen.
Yeah, well, he has contingencies in play for pretty much everything.
He's crazy.
Is what you see in the show. So let's talk about him. Let's talk about
David Tennant.
David Tennant for a minute here.
I kept telling you.
Yeah, I'm not a Doctor Who guy. I gave it a chance. I wasn't into it. David Tennant, the only thing I really knew him from was Harry Potter.
And that's the worst role he's ever played.
As
I always
Marty
forget that that's
Crouch
him. He's just like
Junior.
That's what he does the whole movie.
And then he says, what's his line? His one line at the end. He's like, "Are you proud of me now, Father?"
Yeah. It's the worst. And then when he's in like the crypt thing and they have him at the bottom of the thing, I'm like, no, that's not okay. David Tennant. I love him.
He's awesome.
He is. First of all, he's just a great actor. But in the show specifically as Kilgrave, he plays such a mysterious, enticing, very much so in the vein of Kingpin from Daredevil that you can feel for him. But he does it a lot more villainy, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Kingpin thinks he's right with what he's doing, but David Tennant knows he's a fuck.
He's awful.
Like, he knows.
He is awful. And the worst part about him is that he's so charming.
Yeah.
He's so likable.
It's the British.
He's funny. He makes you love him. And he is the worst. He flips a switch. At one point, he's like... he's so nonchalant about everything. And, like, he's such a charming dude. And just the way he speaks and, like, his smile. And you're like, he's such, like, he's just an entrancing dude.
He's so good.
And then the next moment, he'll have someone, like, slice their face open.
Yeah.
And you're like, like, why? What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? You
My
know what I
favorite
mean?
moment so far from him was, I think it's episode 6, where Jessica finds out that the heroin addict neighbor Malcolm is like being controlled by Kilgrave. I kind of saw it coming. It was kind of predictable, just because I'm like, they have too close of a relationship. And then that episode, you get the flashback of how she saves him from the thugs, but that was all Kilgrave too. And she follows him to his meetup with Kilgrave to give the pictures that he's been taking of Jessica, which is a total creep. It's just so creepy.
Yeah, it's all very creepy.
And then Kilgrave goes up to this kiosk, and at the kiosk, this guy's like sitting there, and he's like, dude, you can't be taking all my magazines. And he looks at the guy and goes, oh, you want to throw your coffee in your face. And the guy throws a hot, burning coffee on himself, and he's screaming in agony, and he just walks away. Like, he is so... That was my favorite moment from... Because I laughed at it, and then I'm like, wait, that would really hurt. Like, that's not okay that he did that at all.
There was one moment where there's the police officer...
Simpson.
Yeah, and he's
Love
like...
him. He's an awesome addition.
He's done with him, and he's like, leave. And then he starts walking down the door, and like he's watching TV. He's like, I don't know. He's like, that way. Like,
when he goes to
jump
make
off
him
the building,
commit,
and like he doesn't even look. He doesn't even care.
Yep.
You're like, dude, like,
he's
so good. He's easily like just one of the most compelling forces. Probably, I want to say the best Marvel villain that we've seen in live action.
Movie and anything. Yeah.
Live action Marvel
I'd agree
villain.
with that.
He's the first one.
Way better than even like Loki, I think. And
Loki's
probably
great.
been my favorite.
Loki's great. He does that. He makes you feel for him because of his past. He's got his like funny moments. He's like witty and sarcastic. But David Tennant,
Kilgrave reminds me a lot of the Joker.
Kilgrave is
because he's so maniacal and he laughs about it.
Driving force is so simple.
I know,
and it's such a thing. It's such a real thing that, especially like when guys are younger, that actually drives them to be a totally like insane person.
Yeah.
Which is love.
Yeah.
He loves a girl, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. And like I can distinctly, I mean, obviously not to this capacity, but when I was like 17 and like someone breaks up with you and you're just like,
you don't know what
why,
to do
like
with
why
yourself.
would you do this?
Yeah.
And you don't know how to control it. And like guys do crazy things. I've heard stories. My sisters have had boyfriends, not to name names or anything, but like literally climbing ladders up to the window just to like try and talk and stuff. That's a real thing that happened. Like guys threatening to kill themselves, and like it does something to us.
Yeah,
it's weird. It does something to us when there's
for an emotion that you can't even put into words.
Exactly.
Like that's the craziest part. Is love is psychotic.
And it's such a real thing. And then imagine that happening to someone with
mind control
abilities, powers. Yeah, it's like, wow, what a sit. Like he doesn't want to control the city. He doesn't want to control the world. He wants one thing.
And that's another part of the show that I think, even so far, only being... I'm not done. I have like 4 episodes left. And having like those few episodes to go, this is my favorite superhero anything on television, I think. This has been my favorite superhero show. It beats The Flash. It beats Arrow. It beats Daredevil. Daredevil was my favorite. I think this top Daredevil. And
this all the way through, and I can tell you this since you still have 4 episodes to go, all the way through, totally captivating.
Yeah.
Where Daredevil had some episodes were like fantastic, some were good, some were okay, some were great. The finale I thought was excellent.
I think Marvel learned a lot from Daredevil. Though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I have full confidence that season 2 of Daredevil is probably
especially with
be
Jessica Jones in Hell's Kitchen. Well, hopefully she stays in Hell's Kitchen.
Well, yeah, I think with Daredevil they feel a lot more freedom to cross over now.
Yeah.
Especially because Punisher's coming in. There's going to be bigger threats. He's going to be experienced. It's not going to be just his story anymore. They want to start building out the Defenders universe.
And I never expected this, but Dean and I had a little conversation about it last night. And we were talking about it just while we were watching the show. And when Dean finished it, he's like, there's only one disappointment I have with the whole series. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And he said, do you care if I spoil this one part for you? He's like, it's not really spoilery, but he goes, Daredevil never comes on the show. And he's like, I just don't believe that at all. But to me, like, I never expected that to happen just because I felt like... Well, I don't know about the timeline yet and what everything takes place, but you said that gets explained too, which is good to know. But in my mind, I was always picturing it as like Jessica Jones needed to take out her villain on her own. And I feel like even if he came there, she'd be like, especially in this show, like how dark it is, Jessica Jones would be like, you're a fucking devil. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I have problems. Like, I'm dealing with shit. Like, get out.
I get it. I totally get that point, and I get it. Yeah,
and that's not how I want their first interaction to be. I don't want her to be drunk and be like, "You're a fucking daredevil. Like, get out of my way. Like, you're blind, and I don't like you."
I kind of would have enjoyed one episode, even if it wasn't the finale or anything, just one episode where
maybe we're like Kilgrave controls
that
Daredevil
happens.
or something.
Just like Daredevil hears about, like, because she does kill. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Just where Daredevil gets wind of like somebody, like something going down in the streets, people are dying. We don't know what's happening. He shows up. He finds Jessica Jones. She takes him out, and like that's just the one-off episode. Just Jessica Jones versus Daredevil. They live in the same city. There's going to be a conflict. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like there's just going to be,
especially because not only do they live in the same, they both live in New York City, but they both live in the same borough of Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
That's the thing that confuses me about it. Is like how far away do they live from each other? Because Hell's Kitchen is not that many blocks.
Yeah, it's. Also, like, I get it, you could say anything about that, like, oh, well, Spider-Man lives in New York and this and that, and, like, yeah, I got you, but it's so specific that it's Hell's Kitchen. That's Daredevil's whole thing. He's like, he tells everyone.
That's why they're the B Avengers, because they're not looking for, like, the worldly threats. They're all looking for their hometown.
Right. Yeah. And he tells criminals, he's like, Hell's Kitchen, he's like, stay out of Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is my area. Go do whatever you want, where, stay out of Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. That's his whole thing. That's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
The one-up, I think, so far, anyway, that Daredevil has on Jessica Jones is its combat sequences. Jessica Jones kind of fumbles through those.
She fumbles through everything.
But it's a testament to her character, I think. And I think
has to be that way.
I don't think... Like, I see combat in Arrow, and, like, especially this week's episode, where it was just, like, on point, dude. And I was just like, wow. And I love that in superhero stuff, but, like, when I watched it in her show and she was just kind of like, shit, and like she would get hit or something and go down, or when they tase her a lot, when she messes up with the Kilgrave kidnapping, and when it takes 7 tasers to put her down, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it just fits the show and it fits her role.
She's not...
I'm never like, oh, that should have been so much better,
and she's not overpowered. There's
no, because she can still get hurt.
Minor, not spoilers, there's just a thing, Luke and her, I don't know what episode it's in. It's not going to ruin anything for you. There's a minor thing
I trust you.
Where her and Luke are just talking about back and forth, and Luke is like, he's like, you know, when I got my powers, he's like, yeah, I went out to the train yard and I just started like lifting trains. He was like moving trains just to see what I could do. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, he's been using his powers. You know what I mean? He's been constantly stretching those muscles. Yeah. She is an alcoholic who has to use them occasionally. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like she's not.
And she uses like her strength to do like her fake flying, like she jumps up to get better angles for like her job, to be a PI and stuff like that, or she'll use it when she's angry and she's just like and she has to like get out her anger, but she never uses them to be like
and she could at one point, they allude to, she could fly, but she's drinking all the time, she's not
taking care
working
of herself.
out, she's not trying, so she's not at her peak ability.
Kristen
so
Ritters hot, by the way. Let me point out, I did not realize how good looking she was.
She was awesome.
And like, there's one scene, I think it's like the very first episode, where she takes off her pants to like get into bed, and I was like, oh wow, I was shocked. I didn't find her attractive before that.
Her playing as Jessica Jones, she plays this character so strongly. Like, I watched the first episode and I was like, that was pretty good. And like, I went downstairs to eat dinner or something. I was planning on watching some more later, and I was like I missed her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, now the show is over, and like I see the picture of her, and I'm like, I miss like her quirkiness. Like, I miss watching that character. She was so good, dude.
She's so phenomenal.
She was so good.
And I really like. Let's talk about the supporting cast a bit, because that was one of another IGN strong supporting characters. Trish, phenomenal. I love her, and I'm hoping before the season ends that I get a backstory on her, because I all you really know about her is that, like, her and Jessica's problems, but like you don't really know what she's fighting for. And they're starting to allude to it a bit. When the Kilgrave kidnapping went wrong, Trish is kind of like you guys don't even need me. Like, I literally got tased and that was it. Like, I was done after that. And Simpson's like, you did really well, and Jessica's like, I'm not gonna console you. Like, I don't do that. So get over yourself and like, let's go try to make another plan and formulate this, because that's just Jessica's character. Her and Simpson are hooking up. You find out. That was expected, I feel.
You want me to tell you if you get a backstory or not with her?
That would be. I would love that.
You do.
You do? Yeah. Thank God. I knew you were going to, because isn't she set up to be another hero?
We don't know. She could be in the comics. She was
in the Alias comic book. She goes with Jessica Jones and they fight with.
We don't know. It seems.
And she has the training thing in her apartment. Like, she seems like they're setting her up to be somebody. I'd be so happy if she was one of the Defenders.
We don't know yet, but yeah. And Luke Cage, we talked about.
Luke Cage is phenomenal. David Tennant is incredible. Carrie-Anne Moss as Hogarth is.
Yeah, she does what she's supposed to.
She's there, I think, and I think she's there to drive the plot.
Yeah.
Especially with Hope. Hope is a really good actress, I think.
Yeah, there are some things coming for you that she becomes more pivotal. Hogarth.
Oh, Hogarth. I was like, okay. I'm like, Hope
so,
is already
like,
pretty
there's
good.
a reason she's around. She has some big things that happen that move the plot forward. Where she's involved with some bigger things that happen that move the plot forward.
See, like, for me, I think it would have made more sense if they had blind Matt Murdock stroll into Hogarth's office, just to, like, even if it was, like, Jessica Jones is there and she's like, Hogarth, like, I need to get paid, and he just, like, stumbled in and was like, oh, like, I'm here to see whoever, and then just walked away. And that would have been awesome.
Something, yeah.
That would have been
It
cool.
just seems like a big... Especially, there's something that happens in the season finale, and then you're going to be like, oh, yeah, like, you guys should have put Daredevil. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
It's so... weird how like they're intentionally like, no, we're not putting them in. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
they're like stubborn about it.
Yeah, and you're like, what, dude? Because
Yeah.
they do something in the finale, and you're like just you should, you know, everybody wanted it.
Yeah.
Just even like you said, for a scene.
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
The Matt Murdock stuff would have made more sense to me than Daredevil, just because I don't want. And Rick, one of our viewers, GFN, said it too amazingly. He said, at the end of the day, like, so many people I think would have gotten down on the show if Jessica stumbled and Daredevil had to come save her, because that wouldn't have been a good thing for the first female Marvel hero to have stumbled and then a man has to come and scoop. That would have been everyone's complaint about it, I feel, and that I agree with.
And that
so
was
much.
that's always her thing. When anyone tries to help, she's like, nope, you stay here. I have to do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of her character in the show, and I also think that's Marvel.
Yeah.
Speaking through her, like she's setting the path for future female heroes to come.
And that's kind of like the final point of the show, I feel, is Marvel has exceeded my expectations tenfold when it comes to just like the stuff that they write about on the show. Like
it's very unmarvel. There's sex, there's blood, there's drugs,
rape.
It's
and
not Marvel
and perversion. Like at the end of the day, like you said, like David Tennant's in, like, Kilgrave's in love with Jessica Jones, but he's like, he rapes women.
Yeah.
Like Hope was raped by him.
Essentially, and he plays it off. He's like, I never raped anybody.
Yeah, and he's like, because when he tells them, he's like, they're thinking it, so they want to do it. Like, the consent is there, but like at the end of the day, when Hope's pregnant and she's crying in the...
Have you got to an episode yet where Kilgrave kind of tells you his point of view?
No, not yet.
Okay, because there's a really...
I think that's where I think that's the next episode.
There's a really great speech he gives, and it makes so much sense. And he's like, you know, without ruining anything, he's essentially like, I don't fucking know, like, when people are doing what I say, or like they're just doing it because they want to be.
Yeah.
He was like, I just talk, and it happens.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't. He's like, I have to choose every word so carefully, and like, so like.
I think I'm getting close to that, because there's this one scene where he's walking around this neighborhood. And I don't know why he does this yet, but he knocks on this guy's door, and this guy's like, he's like, you have the nicest house on the block. And the guy's like, thank you so much. And he's like, I want to buy it from you. And he's like, it's not for sale. And you think he's going to be like, go kill yourself and just take the house.
Almost does, yeah.
And then he like stops himself and he smiles. And then he's like, you want me to buy this house from you? Like, you think he's going to go maniacal. And then he's like, you want me to purchase this home. And I have this much money. And the guy's like, oh, well, like.
No, he doesn't. He very carefully words it, because he even says in that same
yes,
interaction,
you're right. Yeah,
he's like,
he says,
this needs to be all legal binding, like top-notch deal.
Yeah, and that's the first moment where you're like, you think he's gonna go evil with it, and then he does it, and you're like, oh, okay, like maybe he is like humane. So I think the next episode is gonna be the one that shows me. That's what it's leading up to.
The only thing he actually tells the guy to do is to leave.
Yeah, and he's like, you have to be. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He tells him you have to be out by the next day, by this time tomorrow or something. He's like, just get all the furniture, get everything you want. Otherwise, like, the rest of it's mine.
Yeah.
Like, I own this house tomorrow at this time.
Yeah. It's all.
And the guy's like, okay.
He really has a really cool.
But he
like,
really does give him the money and
where
stuff
he
too.
Explains it. Oh yeah. He wanted it to be like totally legal purchase. Because I don't think he wants anyone knocking at his door for all the weird shit he is planning for going down.
Oh, I would assume. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was so good. Very different. To tie it all up here, Daredevil is a show about superheroes beating up bad guys.
Yeah.
This is like CSI with superpowers. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I'm loving it right now. I think I'm gonna love it.
So we'll get back with you guys when we get to the finale. But I'm gonna try to post this whole season review as a breakout video too so if anyone just wants to see what we thought about the show, you'll have that.
And then the next episode of Power Up on TV Talk, I'll probably tell you what I thought of the finale.
But that's it. That's episode 18 of Power Up. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We did it.
Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoy the show. Become a patron at patreon.com/levelupnetwork for just $1 more, and get this show 5 days earlier on Tuesday night instead of Saturdays. when it usually airs. Follow me on Twitter at @thebeast_NJ. Follow Greg on Twitter at Greg Virga.
Our names are opposite today.
We've been flip-flopped the entire time, but that's okay.
I just realized that.
And that's it. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Power up.
Power up.
I took the curtains down from my old bedroom and I put this one on here.
I like that. It's nice.
Thank you. Thanks. I had that curtain shut while I watched Jessica Jones, and I was just over here with my blanket. Nobody talk to me.
You turn into Kilgrave. You're like, Jessica.
All right, ready?
Jen kind of has a name that you could say scary, like Jessica. Like you could have been in bed and been like Jennifer.
Yeah, that's actually.
It's a little terrifying.
There's an inside story about that name. I'll tell you later. It's not that good, but it's funny.
I enjoyed that. It's the worst story you're ever gonna hear, but I'll tell you.
Well, it's gonna be one of those like I'm gonna tell it, and you're like, like to be nice, but like you kind of had to be there. You know what I mean? Oh,
that's
God.
just at the point of our friendship now, where we're like, we're gonna tell you some fake ass laugh story, but you're gonna listen. I love that.